Hi everyone, this is the Salesforce Advanced Course group of this edition. My name is Angel Bustillos, and I was in the role of Scrum Master this semester, presenting our tech lead Miguel Diaz and our project lead Freddy Koji. Of course, our developers Pamela, Xavier, Heriberto, David, and Harold. And what we called our functional team, Jose, Kevin, and Esteban. During the past year, we were working on an application for Mentoralia. Mentoralia is a non-profit organization that makes contests all over Mexico with the goal of introduce and invite young girls and teenagers to STEM careers. Mentoralia used to organize their contests with spreadsheets and send links and important information through emails manually. That's why they choose Salesforce to centralize all their information and automate their processes.
Let's imagine that a competition is currently taking place, where several teams are participating. These teams are in the junior category, but we will focus on one in particular: Ingenieros. This team is made up of 3 members: Karime Guzman, Carlos Santana, and Laszlo Gutierrez, all from the same school located in Mérida, Yucatan. Assuming that I am an administrator of Mentoralia, I have been able to create the Ingenieros team and create each of the students assigned to this team. I only needed to provide some information about the team, such as their name, members, division, address, and others. For the students, the information includes their full name, date of birth, place of origin, etc. Now, I have created a team and its students. What else do I need? Of course, a submission. I have also been able to generate this within the application, providing its name, what the project consists of, the address where the materials are stored, and others. Now, we have a team, its respective members, and the project they develop. But we will grade it. As an administration, I can adjust providing their name, division, area of expertise, whether it is their first time participating or not, place of origin, and other information. Once I have generated this information, I can assign them the submission or submissions they need to grade. Now, how do information the judges of that day need to do? Kevin, can you help me explain this?
We need to go to the Contacts tab, and here click on the checkbox next to the judge we want to send an email to. Then click on Send List Email. Then insert a template. Select Correo Evaluadores, and the format will be filled out completely. At the finish, we will click on the Send button. Here is how the judge is going to see the link in their email. Here is where they go to select the submission they want to evaluate. In this page, they'll need to click on Start Evaluation, follow the scoring guide to filling out the form. If the judge cannot finish evaluating, he can click on Save as Draft and continue the evaluation later. Once he finishes filling out the form, he only has to click on the Submit button. And we're going to receive the answers.
Hello, Mentoralia wants to visualize team results, including their divisions, judges, and evaluation status. To achieve this, we use reports to determine which team achieved the highest score and which judges evaluated them. Due to limitation on the number of rows, we create 4 reports. One that displays all teams divided by their division, beginner, junior, and senior, and the other 3 are filtered to show all the teams from the same division, like this one here. Additionally, these reports indicate the evaluation status of each judge. The 4 reports include a corresponding graph, also a function to calculate the average score for each team. All of these reports are based on a custom report type divided from team submissions.
WhatIDEP function as our sandbox for testing and error tracking,
All content recently added to the project was first developed in it, while the QA is our second sandbox, which is indicated by the name, is our quality control. Each successfully completed task in the previous sandbox was sent to the QA sandbox to review the flow of its functionality within the project and its proper interaction with the other elements. This is also where any functional error will fix or delayed if indicated by any changes in the project. Finally, we have the UAT sandbox, which stored everything that was ready for production since its only purpose was to conduct functional tests with the aim of showing Mentoralia how to use the page and being evaluated in terms of its utility and expectations.
We have to modify 3 custom objects in Salesforce: Judge, Student, and Submission. In addition, we have to make change to list view, record page, and page layout for each of these objects. The first thing we can appreciate is homepage, which is the main page displayed when user logs in application. As you can see, this page is customized to display different types of information according to the user or team needs. Let's start talking about the list view. For each object, we have to create a custom list view that allows filtering of contacts between different types of jobs as students.
Likewise, we have modified the list view of the submission and project objects to contain only the necessary information to identify them. Next, we have developed a custom record page for each project. The record page allows users to view all relevant information for each record and single page. Finally, we have developed a different custom page layout for each object. For the job object, we have provided job information, including their name, specialty, and phone number. For the student object, we have included general student information, career information, and data assignment type. And the information has been divided into sections for better data visualization. And for the submission object, we have created a page layout and preset project information, project deliverables, and team information.
First, I'm going to show you the custom object layout of the object teams. This object allows us to group students, their submissions, and a mentor together, streamlining the evaluation process by associating students' submissions and assigning a mentor. We can easily track and manage each team's roles. We also created an email template called Evaluadores and implemented a feature where we can send list emails from the contact list layout. First, let me show you an email template I created called Evaluadores. This template was designed to standardize the communication sent to our evaluators. It includes all the necessary information and branding elements to ensure consistency. I implemented a button on the contact list view to enable our users to send emails to a selected list of contacts. By selecting multiple contacts and clicking on this button, users can quickly compose an email without leaving the platform. When the user clicks on this button, a pre-populated email draft opens up with the Evaluadores template selected. All they need to do is review the email, make any necessary adjustments, and hit send. It saves them time and ensures consistency in the communication.
Hi, in this section we will address in a more technical and specific way the functioning of each of the components using the community. The community is a public web page, so we have to figure out how to create our invitations. The email that we send to our judges has a unique identifier, which can only be obtained by the users through this method. We are using the import current by reference from Light Navigation class. In this way, we obtain the URL sent to our judges and extract the identifier that is within. An apex method is called that obtains the list of projects. If not, a message would be displayed indicating that there are not assigned projects. Let's go into a survey. During the rendering process of this component, based on the team division, the specific parameters to be evaluated are established. That includes the maximum score allowed to the type of questions, as well as the status of the survey. Using wire method, we request the list of questions through an apex class. Each of one of these could contain answers, values, or not. If they had been previously saved, then it is obtained and displayed in the view. The set of questions makes up a survey. Each time a user enters a value, the question is stored in a set of unique values. To save the question, we have to create and invoke an apex method imperatively, and we pass the set of questions and their answers to this. In this method, we execute an observe TML statement.
For saving, in case the judge wants to save his progress, he can use the Save as Draft button. Unlike the Submit, the Save as Draft method doesn't check the empty values. It uses the same Apex class as Submit method. The validation is done by means of a query selector all in the Lightning Web component. During the validation process, the maximum value that must be entered is checked. 3 as maximum value for beginner, and 5 as maximum value for junior and senior. Finally, we use GitHub as versioning system for the project. Being a small project, sometimes 2 people could be working in the same file. Therefore, specific branches were created for the developers. They send merge requests to the develop branch, which if it didn't have errors, will be approved to make merge requests to the main branch, which was the one that had to be deployed in production.